Our life runs on routines. Wake up, go to work, fuel up, go to sleep. We're always looking for patterns to make sense of it all. But are there any?
OK, before we get too mystical and start trying to read the tea leaves, this is the story about the price of petrol and whether there's any rhyme or reason to when it might be cheaper. Because we've been watching.
For instance, every Wednesday, some of the biggest players in the fuel business run one-day specials on the price of petrol. Others, it's the end of the month. Some want your loyalty first, others just charge a flat everyday price.
When do you put petrol in the tank?
When it's down to the E.
I go on Wednesdays to get 10 cents off.
Every month, 7th of the month.
Wednesday I normally fill up.
Saturday. Do you have a day of the week you gas up?
When it's empty.
We asked the companies that track what we spend and where we spend it to look at their data. Worldline told us
Wednesdays, closely followed by Fridays, are the days on which most consumer spending tends to happen at these fuel retailers.
the AA isn't surprised.
It could be around some of our patterns of when we get paid. We can actually afford to put the fuel into the vehicle at that stage.
But then we asked a company called FleetCor, which tracks actual prices paid for petrol on its fleet cards at every station around the country, and it reckons
our year-to-date data for 2022 for New Zealand indicates an emerging trend that prices tend to be higher on Fridays and lower on Sundays and Mondays.
You surprised at that?
I know in Australia they often complain about they put the prices up before a holiday, or before the weekends. It seems to be a pattern. I don't know whether that's been developed here or not.
And I hadn't even noticed that.
So you don't chase like this day you get a discount or this thing? Or...
No, I only put $50 a week in.
Why's that?
I don't care how much they charge, but that's all I'm going to use a week. Or a fortnight, or however long it stretches to.
the fuel companies still say, nope, no pattern here.
We review BP Connect prices every day to ensure competitiveness in the market.
Because of these competitive elements being concentrated in local areas, there isn't any perceptible pricing cycle across Aotearoa.
Z reviews its pricing every day and makes up to 50 price changes a day outside of any nationwide move. There's no correlation between days of the week and fuel prices.
Consistency in competitive pricing is what our consumers need, so we endeavour to minimise fluctuations.
Easier said than done, especially now.
Depending on what day the oil company brought their fuel, whether it was the Monday or the Friday, someone might have to reflect a 10-cent difference in price just based on when they purchased their fuel.
Oh, of course, this week, the best day to find out about discounts might be Thursday, budget day. We might learn that those temporary fuel tax cuts will last a bit longer.
I would suspect if the prices continue to go up, that they must seriously look at perhaps keeping some of that excise duty off. Otherwise, the inflationary pressures will become very significant.
Because we all know, really, the cheapest day to buy petrol was yesterday.